So now the second supporting paragraph has been finished. We can move on to the concluding paragraph. And the concluding paragraph has 3 sentences to it. The first is a summary, and this is a summary of supporting paragraph 1 and supporting paragraph 2. So the 2 topics we talked about in there, that comes into our summary. The second is a restatement of thesis. So we're going to say our thesis again in different words. Finally, a prediction or a recommendation. Basically, what we believe will come true in the future based on this essay, or what we want to come true in the future based on this essay. Okay, so now the first thing is to summarize in a sentence what we talked about in paragraph 1 and what we talked about in paragraph 2. So we probably want to say something like, in conclusion, restaurant food is both more convenient and tastier than my own cooking. Okay, that's a summary. So we talked about how it's more convenient, and we talked about how it's tastier in paragraphs 1 and supporting paragraphs 1 and 2. The second sentence is a restatement of our thesis. So if we come up back to our introduction paragraph and take a look at our thesis, I prefer to go to food stands or restaurants as opposed to preparing food at home. Now we just want to state this again in different words. So perhaps we could say something like, thus I choose to eat the majority of my meals outside my home and strongly prefer this to cooking for myself. So that's the restatement of thesis. We can choose between a prediction and a recommendation. And I think, based on this essay, we'd probably choose prediction, and that prediction would be that this choice of lifestyle or this choice to eat outside is not going to change anytime soon. So, so I believe I will continue this lifestyle as long as I am a working person. I believe I will continue this lifestyle as long as I'm a working person. Not the greatest conclusion I've ever written, but I'll take it. So that's the essay process from start to finish. So, of course, when you write your essay, you don't want to put titles in like I have. I just did that because I wanted to keep it organized and that we knew where we were at all times. So I'll just take out these. Okay, and if we read the entire essay from start to finish together, we can see how it all connects. Opinions on food vary tremendously, as does an individual's culinary skill. Thus, some people like to eat out, while others prefer to stay at home and cook for themselves. For me, I prefer to go to food stands or restaurants as opposed to preparing food at home. Eating in this manner is both more convenient and tastier, and I will analyze these areas in my essay. Firstly, eating in a restaurant is much more convenient than eating at home. For example, when I finish a long day of work, I often do not have enough time to prepare a meal for myself at home. Further, many international restaurants line the street where I live. Thus, going to a restaurant is a much more convenient option for me. This is therefore one of the main reasons I prefer restaurants to cooking at home. A second reason is that restaurant food always tastes better than the food I cook. I am not a talented chef by any stretch, and the foods I cook never turn out the way I plan. For example, I often overcook foods to the point that they are unpalatable. For this reason, restaurant food is consistently a tastier option, and is therefore another reason why I prefer buying my meals to preparing them at home. In conclusion, restaurant food is both more convenient and tastier than my own cooking. Thus, I choose to eat the majority of my meals outside my home to cooking for myself. I believe I will continue this lifestyle as long as I am a working person. Okay, that's the essay from start to finish. I hope this video was helpful to you. And if you'd like to see more, I encourage you to visit my website, www.ielts-ielts.com. Thank you for listening.